Wild Africa Trek at Disney's Animal Kingdom, a senior's perspective. Walt Disney World offers unlimited number of choices for guests of all ages, including seniors. Yet, how many of us consider tours that cost even more money than the constantly increasing park admission prices? Nancy and I have been on a few in the past, including Disney's Keys to the Kingdom tour at Magic Kingdom, Caring for Giants at Animal Kingdom, and more. Yet I can honestly say with no hesitation that the 3-hour-long Wild Africa trek that Nancy and I experienced was head and shoulders above the rest. If you like African animals such as rhinos, giraffes, and hippos, like this guy, enjoy learning more about them, and want to take incredible photos like these, or have cast members take them for you while accompanying you on an adventure, then Wild Africa Trek should be on your radar to consider the next time you're at Walt Disney World. Spoiler alert, yes, seniors, you will love this. Hi, it's Dan from Nancy and Dan Travel. Now, as you will see, mobility is a requirement for this tour. Yet, if you are a mobility challenge, there is the Savor the Savannah tour. I asked Rachel, one of the cast members who accompanied Nancy and I on our Wild Africa Trek adventure. She indicated that the Savor the Savannah includes much of what the Wild Africa Trek includes, except for the rope bridge part. In this part 1, we will cover everything Nancy and I experienced, the equipment, yes, the rope bridges, the animals up to and including walking across the multiple rope bridges. Swinging rope bridges? More on that one. Yikes! If you are enjoying this video, please do click on the thumbs up icon to tell YouTube that you liked it. YouTube uses those likes to present our videos to other Disney-loving older adults. Let's start. In addition to making your reservation in advance, you must have a park admission ticket into Disney's From the park entrance, you make your way to the Africa area of Animal Kingdom, past the Mombasa Marketplace building, up to the Animal Tours kiosk, which is right before the entrance to Kilimanjaro Safaris. You should arrive a good 30 minutes prior to the start of your tour. When it opens, you will need to sign the usual waivers. Those lanyards with names on it are not for you. Those are for the Caring for Giants tour. You will be escorted here just off to the side, where you will meet one of the 2 cast members that will be responsible for you. In our case, it was Katrina that you see here. You will be escorted to this area close by, where you will be given some initial instructions such as where and how to use the free lockers. Yes, I know, Disney and the word free doesn't usually mix, but with the price of the Wild Africa Trek, it is not really free, if you know what I mean. You will be fitted for a combination safety harness and vest. There was another cast member who was point for selecting the right-sized safety harness vest for each person, and who checked that the vest has pockets for your smartphone, your GoPro camera if you brought one like me. Your name tag will be prominently displayed on the outside of your vest so that the cast members can call you by your first name. The vest also has room for this, a very large refillable water bottle. That again is yours to keep. That refillable water bottle was a great souvenir. Once everyone was outfitted, off we went. The cast members on your Wild Africa trip on the Gorilla Falls Exploration Trail. For those of you who have had the pleasure of going through this wonderful part of Disney's Animal Kingdom, you will quickly recognize it here. And now you will see where the Wild Africa Trek departs from the Gorilla Falls Exploration Trail. Here we see Rachel on the right, directing us to walk on the now open.
Nancy and Dan, welcome to the party.
Yay.
Absolutely.
On our left. I was curious where the adventure departed from the main guest areas of Disney's Animal Kingdom. Now I know. Our first stop was with another Disney cast member, also named Rachel, for a talk about hippos, the first African animal we would see up close. Interesting fact we learned from Rachel number 2 was that the fireworks at Disney's Hollywood Studios were changed a while back because previously they upset, yes, the hippos. One of the benefits of the Wild Africa Trek tour was being able to be so close to the animals, much closer than you can get on the Kilimanjaro Safari's attraction, unless a zebra or a giraffe decides to walk up right next to your ride vehicle out in the savanna, which is pretty rare. This was now the first time we were connected to the safety rope, lanyard, or strap, call it what you will, that is attached to our safety harness that we were wearing by way of a carabiner. It was because we were going to go past the fence line to view up close the area down below with the hippos. Afterwards, we disconnected from the safety rope and continued towards the Before we started to line up to cross, Rachel or Katrina, I cannot remember which one now, made the point to ask who had an issue with heights. They did not use the word afraid, but I will. I was the only member of our tour who was honest and raised their hands. Okay, everybody was probably being honest, but I was still the only one that indicated they were afraid of heights. Lucky me, they had me go first. This actually was a great move on their part, as I came to learn the rope or suspension bridge is pretty stable when you are first out. Yet, when I got halfway on the first rope bridge, they then had Nancy start behind. Once she started, the rope bridge did start to sway more from side to side, just a little when I crossed either of the two. I did not take any pictures when I crossed either of the two rope or suspension bridges. My hands were on the top rope on either side of the bridges at all times. Yet, here is Nancy crossing. It is much safer than for pictures. Here we see Nancy posing for pictures on the bridge for now a fourth Disney cast member that was part of our Wild Africa Trek tour. In addition to this cast member, Rachel was primary photographer on the tour. She went first across the rope bridges, stopping to take wonderful pictures like these. And she continued to take pictures throughout the entire tour that were shared with everyone at no cost. Such great keepsakes. Notice the hippo sleeping in the lower right corner of the pictures of Nancy and myself. In action, crossing one of the rope bridges. After we crossed the second of the two rope or suspension bridges, we were instructed to remove the connection with the safety rope or
Oh, and that cluster of them,
and walk down to this waiting area. Notice you can see one of the ride vehicles of the Kilimanjaro Safaris on the other side of the river, as well as the second of the two rope bridges that we crossed on the upper right. While we waited, we could view the models of the different foot or hoof prints of different animals on display here, as well as refill our water container. And of course, we continued to look at the different animals we had just crossed over on the bridge while we waited for the rest of the tour group to cross. Definitely do not be shy when the Disney cast members ask on the Wild Africa Trek who is not comfortable with heights. For me, it was an advantage, a definite advantage to go first. Once everyone had crossed, we then had our next informative talk from the same cast member number 4 who was taking pictures of us when we crossed the bridge. We learned that here they have Nile crocodiles, not the larger saltwater crocodiles that are in Australia. We also learned that crocodiles have the narrow snout and their teeth overlap when next part of our 3-hour tour. Okay, safety harnesses off. It was time to board one of the Wild Africa Trek trucks for the next part of our 3-hour tour. And that is where we will pick things up next time in part 2. When part 2 is available, we will place a link right here for you. For now, here are 2 more Disney-related travel videos for adults and seniors. Please do remember to give this video a thumbs up and to subscribe to our Disney-related travel channel for older adults and seniors. It really helps Nancy and I out a lot.